They're talking about winning, we help people, blah, 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 background of the company. And then this dude starts getting into compounds. Rules of 72. Compound this. I'm like, shit, this is chemistry. I thought it was chemistry. You know the compound chart? Swear on my children. I thought it was something to do with chemistry. Compounds, math equations. Then the next guy, the Filipino dude, is talking about acid management. I'm like, it's chemistry. I'm dead serious. Acid management. Think about it if you're stupid and you start thinking it. Seriously. Doesn't it look like it? Compound that, rules of this, right? Acid. I'm like, crap. But Christiana, my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, she was a biology major in college. She was going to be a nurse, right? I'm like, we can get through this part. So then at the end, he starts talking about competing and winning, making money and helping people. I'm like, I got this part. So I signed up for the interview. I get back to my house. Christiana lived down the street. I go, babe, you need to come back to the interview tomorrow with Steve. For real, you're going to have to handle the chemistry part. I'll handle the recruiting and the competing and winning part. You got it? She's like, I can do that, babe. But my wife has no BS barometer. Any of you married to someone like this, like there's just no line and they will shame you in public. You know what I'm saying? So we go to the recruiting interview, the hiring interview, and we sit there and we're about 10 minutes into it, and she elbows me, and I felt it because when he started talking, I started to piece it together. Oh, it was assets. But I didn't know what a fund was. I had never owned any insurance before. I thought the only type of insurance was on a car. I didn't even know there was health insurance, swear to you. Didn't even know it existed. And so about halfway through, I'm like, oh, please don't. Just pretend. My wife, not my girlfriend, she goes, what the hell are you talking about? This isn't chemistry. Acid. Acid. It's asset management, dummy. I'm like, babe, I knew all that. I don't know what you're talking about. I was the competition part of it. Everybody knows that. Go ahead, Steve, give us the rest of it. And he does the rest of the presentation, I get hired. I started here. How many of you left the BPM knowing this was a financial services company? You ahead of me. You're ahead of me. I swear to you, that's how I started the business. And I started to recruit, build a team. Everybody started to quit on me. I understand that whole process. Then something interesting happened. Then I went to see my grandmother. My grandmother had just become a widow. My grandfather had just died. I went to my grandmother and I said, Grammy, I want you to show me what Grampy's policy was. I just want to see what he had. And my grandfather had one of the most horrific, scam, rip-off life insurance policies I'd ever seen in my damn life. Okay, ever seen in my life. He got robbed. Robbed my grandmother, robbed my mom, robbed her brother, robbed their family. When he died, he got a $4,000 death benefit. He had paid way more of that into the policy. And I got pissed. And I started to want to correct an injustice. And I remember thinking, I might not be good at this, I might not be smart enough at this, but people need to know what we're talking about. Families are suffering from this. And I flipped the switch that day, and later I went back to my office, and the leader who recruited me quit, and there was no office open. I showed up with my two guys on a Tuesday, office closed, locked up. I later found out, this wasn't at our firm, the dude had a drug problem and got arrested. So I had a decision to make. I was working at McKinley Home for Boys in a group home. The office got shut down. I was an associate with a life license. My two guys weren't licensed yet. They were two dudes. They're not with me. Well, one of them was back, actually. But my two best friends. And we started to go back to the car. Well, most people quit. They're like, this isn't real. Quit it. Most people would do, right? True story. I said, hey, Kramer, Adams, let's open our own freaking office. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, let's do this, dude. We think these guys suck anyways. We're always making fun of how they speak. Let's do our own. They're like, dude, you had two people, all the other people quit. You had 6 clients, only one's on the books. I'm like, I know, let's do this full time. And I said, I don't think we should do it here. I think we should move to where I went to college in Stockton. They're like, oh, that's the murder capital of the world right now. Yeah, that's smart. And it was. It was the murder capital of the world. I go, that's what we're doing. I said, if you guys don't want to come, don't have to come. They're like, where are you going to get any money? I go, I get the money. And so guess what I did? I went to Grammy. My grandmother had about $6,000. I said, Grammy, we had lunch, maybe a tuna sandwich. Like Grammy goes, yeah, darling, what do you need? I said, Grammy, I need your $5,000. I'm going to open my own office in this company I'm so excited about. I'm going to load up a U-Haul. I'm going to move up to Stockton. I found a building. I'm going to open my own business, Grammy, and I'm going to win. I don't need anybody's help. She goes, do you know how to do the president? I go, I don't know it all the way, but I'm going to figure it out. She goes, just feel like there's not an office there. I could do this. And she thought about it for a second. Most of you don't know the story. I've been in the business 3 months. She goes, okay, darling, I believe in you. I said, I'll pay you back in a year, Granny. I get chills right now. She goes, okay. Can you pay me $100 a month? I said, yeah, then I'll pay you the rest at the end of the year. She wanted me to pay some. I said, I'll do that, Granny. Then I went to my dad. I said, Dad, I'm moving. I said, can you help me out? He goes, hey, the bank will sell you some desks. I mean, I bought desks for my dad. That was his help. And then I went to my father-in-law, Howard. I said, Howard, you got any desks or computers in that building around? He goes, because my father-in-law had a business he lost. He goes, I don't own the building anymore, but I know the combination of the lock. Florida, California, off of Orange, Thorpe, and Lambert. Drove me